Alright, guys. To tell you where I've been, we got a strike on the YouTube channel. Go figure. Yeah, we got another one. And then another one. It's become apparent we can't operate on YouTube doing the live show. We're still trying to figure out what to do. But looks like we might be just uploading them to Spotify. But obviously, we'll make a separate video about that. Today's video, it's all about Tom MacDonald. Obviously the whole YouTube thing has thrown us, but with everything that's going on with Russell Brand, we're not too surprised at the moment, to be honest. But let's jump into it. Let's talk Tom MacDonald. Let's break down these lyrics from a political point of view. Let's talk about what he is actually talking about in the video, and I will address that in a video, probably goes up tomorrow. So let's jump into it. I have not seen this, by the way. This is a brand new reaction.
It's okay to be racist, as long as you hating on the Caucasians. Teaching white kids that their shade's the same as school shooters and rapists. Maybe I'm tripping because the white children have been getting taught that they got white privilege by the white guys in the high heels who identify as the white women. I'm not proud to be white, but I'm fine with it, because I'm not allowed to have pride in it, because the colonizers and the white bigots made white history my business. I ain't never gonna give a damn if you like me. I ain't gon' trip when they stereotype me. I'm a white boy, and a white boy like me knows that all lives matter. Bite me. When I was younger, they taught me to never see color, to treat every man as if he was my brother. But now that we're grown up, we hate one another for all of the ways that we struggle and suffer. They coming for blood and we running for cover. The government wants us divided and dumber.
So we'll probably listen to this, then go back and break it down. So yeah, let's do that.
Didn't drunk in the gutter, so we never wake up and never recover. Call me culture vulture cause I rap good. I don't pop Zans or smoke backwoods, but they call me a wigger and label me Hitler and hate like I'm wearing a Klan hood. It ain't left or right or black or white, it's good and evil. Elite folks ain't normal people. United we stand and divided we fall. America, we gotta get real. You were segregated, that was not fair. You were enslaved, they did not care. But you were never on a plantation and my generation was not there. That's trauma in your DNA, causing what we see today. I pray to God you staying strong, don't wanna see no man in pain. Dear white folks, I'm embarrassed. Some of y'all are such Karens. That prejudice you inherited was racism from your parents. Get that poison out your veins. Whites and blacks are all the same. They want us in our graves, just let me try to explain. I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, cause our lives matter more. If you born black, you lose. Might as well go get that. You gon' die before you 25, get shot over your shoes. You gon' get killed by police even when you follow the rules. If you listen to the news, you gon' believe all this is true. I ain't feel no white guilt. They don't ride for me when I'm killed. I guess white lies don't matter, it's sad, but that's the way that I feel. I feel like they feel like I don't know what they all call me. Cis white male, bigot, racist, he's a Nazi. That's not me. I'm not one of these white liberal commies who think black America needs allies in they army. Your neighborhood's all gained and claim you pro-black, but you faking. Guys are dying on the pavement. All your hashtags won't save them. That ain't gangster. People begging for their life still. I know white people who can't afford to pay their light bill, who might feel like they the ones who losing their life, when the worst thing you could be is not ashamed to be white. White privilege is a system they position for division. If you black, you go to prison. If you white, your life is different. Take some money, race religion, sprinkle in some ammunition, and make everyone believe that the other team is the villain. I ain't pro-black, I ain't pro-white, I'm pro-American. Every color turns to bones one day when you bury them. Whites and blacks are all the same. They want us in our graves, just let me try to explain. I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, cause our lives matter more. They want us in a race war, dying in the streets. Should be us against them, but it's you against me. Ain't nobody gonna win. Everybody gon' see that the color of your skin don't change the color that you bleed. I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, cause our lives matter more.
Wow, okay. Tom hitting the facts. Alright, so let's break it down now that we've had a listen to it. First of all, I like the song. I like the meaning behind it. And it's something I've been trying to say to people for a while now. But yeah, Tom is obviously one of the major celebrities who's pushing this idea that the governments want you divided. They want you in boxes. They want you in a box of left, right, brown, white, Mexican, Australian, American, so that you can get the boxes to fight amongst themselves. And that's basically what he's saying in this video. And he's just basically saying, like, I don't want to be a part of that because I know better. But let's break it down lyric by lyric.
It's okay to be racist, as long as you hating on the Caucasians, teaching white kids that their shade's the same as school shooters and rapists. Maybe.
So he's saying it's okay to be it's okay to be racist as long as you're racist against white people. This is something that we've seen, for example, a lot in the news. You'll go through and you'll hear this, like, it's okay to be black, black pride, Mexican pride, gay pride. But as soon as someone said all lives matter, well, then that's when they started losing their shit. The reason is because if all lives matter, then that also accounts for the whites as well, which is not right. You can't have that, because you can be openly racist against whites. This is why the all lives matter thing was so popular and why it was so triggering for some people, was because it showed how they were racist against their own groups or their own. Because let's face it, these people that are going around preaching about tolerance and stuff, it's mostly white liberals, educated, college educated, 18 to 25-year-old, pink-haired, or femboys running around claiming that that Black Lives Matter.
Maybe I'm tripping because the white children have.
He's basically saying that at the end of the day, it's okay to make out that you're racist against whites, but not only is it okay, but we'll also keep going and we'll keep showing how it's the white school shooters, it's these people, and they just constantly bombard that message. Interesting thing is that the last 5 school shooters I think we've had have all been trans or had gender ideology, and as soon as that was brought up, all of a sudden the news dropped the whole school shooter thing. So as soon as it became inconsistent or inconvenient to have these white people as the school shooters because they were trans, that's when they stopped reporting on them.
Been getting taught that they got white privilege by the white guys in the high heels who identify as.
So they're getting taught they've got white privilege by the white guys in the high heels who identify as
white women. I'm not proud to be white.
Who identify as white women. So he's basically saying that you're being taught that you have privilege by the same guys who are trying to teach you that you have privilege, but they're different because they identify as women. So therefore they're fine. They're safe, right? And that's what his argument is here, is that they're no different than you, and they're trying to tell you that you've got white privilege, and the reason why it doesn't affect them was because, well, they're a minority, so therefore they're fine. And he's like, this argument is stupid because you're no different than the kid that you're trying to claim's got white privilege.
White, but I'm fine with it because I'm not allowed to have pride in it because the colonizers and the white bigots made white history my business. I ain't never.
He's saying the white colonists and the white, made white history. The fact of the matter is you want to get back down to the chops. The slavery movement and that, it was actually the Democrats that did it. Everybody likes to go on about this great switch that happened back in the day. There was like 3 to 5 people that switched parties. There was nothing major. But it was the Democrats that actually were the ones that were fighting to keep the slaves. The same people that now want segregation and that go on about how the blacks can't amount to anything unless they get government handouts and blah 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 blah. They're the ones that are also, back in the day, were also the ones claiming they needed slaves. By the way, these are the same people that have also gone through and claimed that Nancy Pelosi, I think it was, claimed that we need immigrants because we need someone to tend to our gardens. Real quote, I think it was Nancy Pelosi, but yeah, one of the senators actually said that. That was a Democrat, by the way.
But gonna give a damn if you like me. I ain't gon' trip when they stereotype me. I'm a white boy and a white boy like me knows that all lives matter. Fight me. When I was younger, Congress. He
All lives matter. All lives matter. Doesn't matter if you're white, brown, black. Who cares? All lives matter.
to treat every man as if he was my brother, but now that we're grown up, we hate one another for all of the ways that we struggle and suffer. They coming for blood and we running for cover. The government wants us divided and dumber, addicted and drunk in the gutter, so we never wake up and never recover.
He's saying that the government wants you dumb, addicted, and in the gutter, because while you're there, you can be controlled, is basically what he's saying. While you're in the gutter, while you're dumb, addicted to drugs and everything like that, they can control you. They can tell you what to believe, and you would believe it, because you have no choice. Like, for example, with these COVID vaccine mandates that we had in Australia, the worst fear for the government would have been people turning around saying no. So what they do, they challenge people's jobs. I lost my other job because I wouldn't get it, right? Not that I'm against it, I just wouldn't get it because I already had immunity and I saw people getting a whole bunch of myocarditis. So at the end of the day, I was like, no, I'm not getting it. Nah, stuff it. But, you know, like, that was the worst decision, apparently, according to a lot of people. Because, like, I had the ability to stand up for myself. God forbid.
Call me culture vulture because I rap good. I don't pop Zans or smoke backwoods, but they call me a wigger and label me Hitler and hate like I'm wearing a Klan hood. It ain't left or...
They call me a wigger, is obviously a term that's used to describe white people sometimes. But they call him culture vulture. Which is really interesting, but, yeah. Yeah. It's not like Eminem was also, you know... Oh, wait, he wasn't called that, was he? Interesting, isn't it?
Right or black or white is good and evil. Elite folks ain't normal people. United we stand and divided we fall.
But just like even calling someone a culture vulture is sort of like separating people. It's still separating people by saying, well, hey, you're stealing their culture. What? White people can't rap? You got a white guy on the screen, not right now, but was right on the screen who can definitely rap. Two of them, actually.
We gotta get real. You were segregated, that was not fair. You were enslaved, they did not care. But you were never on a plantation, and my generation was not there. That's trauma in your DNA, causing what we see today. I pray.
He's saying that your generation was not on the plantation. Yeah, it's been what, 200 years of slavery? Yeah, it was bad. Little side note, by the way, it was also the blacks that sold the blacks, but regardless. But at the end of the day, you know, like, yeah, like there's people running around screaming like they're still on the plantation. It's like, bro, you're not. You know, I get that you can make the argument for like systemic racism and generational wealth and all that sort of stuff, fine. But how is you getting a gun and robbing someone or being a thug, how's that going to stop the generational wealth? How's that going to raise you above all the other times where your history and your family or your genetics is sort of like, yeah. Like, such a fucking stupid argument.
Pray to God you staying strong, don't want to see no man in pain. Dear white folks, I'm embarrassed. Some of y'all are such Karens. That prejudice you inherited was racism.
You're all such Karens. Wow.
From your parents, get that poison out your veins. Whites and blacks are all the same. They want us in our graves, just let me try to explain.
It's interesting that, you know, that it takes a white rapper to sit here and Dax also talked about this in the other video, and I will do a response to Dax, Calhoun and Tom's video that was up a couple of weeks ago. I think it was black and white. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's interesting that, you know, it takes a white rapper or white rappers in this situation here to go through and basically say, hey guys, what the fuck are you doing? You know?
I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, 'cause our lives matter
more. If you born black, you lose. Might as well go get that. You gon' die before you 25, get shot over your shoes. You gon' get killed by police even when you follow the rules. If you listen to the news, you gon' believe all this is true.
So he's saying that he's talking about all the stereotypes that the news tries to push. I'll say it to you guys now. If you ever want to lose faith in the media, study journalism. But yeah, he's talking about the fact that like these medias go through and make out that, you know, you're going to be shot by the time you're 25 for your shoes, that the cops are going to shoot you depending, even if you follow the rules, you know, and basically encouraging people just to go out and cause anarchy. Yeah, it's always interesting that the most well-adjusted people that I can speak to are people that generally don't watch the news. It's amazing. Some of the most amazing conversations I have with my job, and they're the people that don't watch news. It's always the ones that watch the news that get their uppity about things. It's always the ones that watch the news that sit there and think that Trump is evil, or that, you know, that Russia colluded with Trump administration, or whatever it may be, right? You start speaking to people that don't watch the news, and all of a sudden, like, this stuff is not like... And I'm not talking about, like, people that slightly believe it. I mean, like, the fanatical people about it, right? They're always the ones that watch big news time watchers. Really does make you wonder how much programming is actually done in that news channel.
I ain't feel no white guilt, they don't ride for me when I'm killed. I guess white lies don't matter, it's sad, but that's the way that I feel. I feel like they feel like I don't know what they all call me. Cis, white male, bigot, racist, he's a Nazi, that's not me. I'm not one of these white liberal commies who think black America needs allies in their army. Your neighborhood's all gated and claim you pro-black, but you faking. Guys are dying on the pavement, all your hashtags won't save them, that ain't gangster.
Your hashtags won't save them. Wow, that's, yeah, he's talking about the fact that people sit there and claim to be woke and claim to support the current thing, but then push comes to shove, you live in gated communities. You do what? You do hashtags on Instagram? You put up black squares on Instagram? How's that going to save anybody? And he's like he says, and you know, you go on about how, you know, you support Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, but you live in a freaking gated community. The hypocrisy of it all.
People begging for their life still. I know white people who can't afford to pay their light bill, who might feel like they the ones who losing their life, when the worst thing you could be is not ashamed to be white. White privilege is a system they position for division. If you black, you go to prison. If you white, your life is different. Take some money, race religion, sprinkle in some ammunition, and make everyone believe that the other team is the villain. I ain't pro-black, I ain't pro...
He's saying that it make the other team believe, make them believe the other team is the villain. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How many leftists think that the right is villains, and how many right thinks the left are villains? You know, even Adam, for example, here, you know, he talks about commies and stuff like that. Like, he's like, I know liberal commie. No, don't get me wrong, communists are pretty bad. He probably has an argument for that, but how many times do we call the liberals communists just because they lean left? How many times has Destiny been called a communist, for example, by the right?
Pro-white, I'm pro-American. Every color turns of bones. One day when you...
By the way, I vehemently disagree with a lot of Destiny has to say. I'm just using him as an example. Just, yeah.
Be them. Whites and blacks are all the same. They want us in our grave. Just let me try to explain.
I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, 'cause our lives matter more.
They want us in a race war, dying in the streets. Should be us against them, but it's you against me. Ain't nobody gonna win. Everybody gonna see that the color of your skin don't change the color that you bleed.
I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, 'cause our lives
interesting. Very, very, very true song. They definitely do want to race and divide people into boxes and you know, make the left versus right, white versus black, black versus brown, brown versus white. He is 100% true when he talks about that. Obviously, at the end of the day, guys, another banger by Tom and Adam. Brave 2 is actually out, I believe. Just go through some of the comments here. Holy Gwally, you guys boys hit the nail on the head. Thank you. I'm an American woman who has seen so much pain in this country. Doesn't matter what colour you are. Another amazing speaking truth to power. Yeah, better be careful. Russell did that. Here you go, splitting facts. Like, at the end of the day, it just goes to show, like, yeah, overwhelming support. By the way, these are the same people, you know, that would be called racist by the lefties. Literally sitting here saying that this is true. Great job once again, Adam. Nothing as powerful as the truth. Couldn't have said it better. True, true, true. You know, like, at the end of the day, like, it's just... yeah. But guys, obviously, please go support Tom. Buy the Brave 2 if you've got the money. I know things are tough in America at the moment. It's tough worldwide. But if you do have a spare $15-20, whatever it is, obviously it's there. But at the very least you can do is go put it on Spotify and put his stuff on Spotify and play it in the car. Apart from that, guys, let us know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Like I said, I will put up a video tomorrow addressing my absence and where we've been, and what the plans are for the show. I'm still trying to decide what to do. But yeah, it's apparent that we can't operate on YouTube anymore. I don't know, maybe we'll just put up clips on YouTube and put the main show on Spotify. But we'll talk about it tomorrow. Have a great night. Enjoy yourself, everybody. We'll see you in the internet, I suppose.